Hi everyone, Christina here. Welcome to another video at my YouTube channel and blog. Today I'm taking part in a blog hop featuring these new dies from Simon Says Stamp. These are some dies that have stitching holes on them so that you can use them on felt and sew these fun images together. So this particular die is actually a bear, but I'm going to modify it by giving it some different ears and making it into a cat. So you'll notice that when I put the cutting plates down on this die, I didn't have that top cutting plate cover the ear area. That makes it so that it only cuts from the very bottom of the ears down, and then I can, customize the top of the head. So I'm going to cut this out, the entire die, with some cardstock. This is going to help me plan out the ears for the cat. I'm marking the center area of the bear's ears and then using some scissors to create a straight line from each corner up to that center area. This is going to give me a nice, cute little ear shape for my cat, and I'll be able to use this cardstock as a template while I cut into the felt. I didn't have a marker or a pencil that would create marks on the felt, so I wanted to do this in paper first so that I could use it as a guide for the felt. So I'm placing it over the top of the cut felt and I'm lining up the bottom part of the body, and then I'm going to switch to some nice fabric scissors. This is a great tip if you're going to be getting into the kind of some felting or sewing things and you are right now a paper crafter. You want to remember to keep your fabric scissors and your paper scissors separate, because paper scissors actually wear down more quickly than fabric scissors. So if you have some really nice fabric scissors, please don't use them on paper. It will ruin them, or not really ruin them, but it'll dull them much quicker than if you were to keep them as fabric exclusive scissors. So I actually created 4 of that shape for the cats. So I'm going to do 2 cats today. And then I took the Plush Baby Bunny die set, and it has this kind of like oval, kind of wonky shape. And I thought it would make a really great shape for the center of the cat's tummies. So these 2 cats that I'm going to be creating today are modeled after my 2 cats, Sophie and Daphne. They are gray tabbies. They are purebred American Shorthair cats, and I'll put a picture of them up here on the screen so you can kind of see what I'm aiming for as I sew these cats together. They have white stomachs with spots on them. I'm not going to be doing the spots, but they do have a white tummy, and then they have stripes on their heads and on their face and their arms and legs. So I wanted to make sure that I included that. I'm using some white embroidery floss just to sew the tummy areas onto the cats. And I want to make sure that I do all of the detail work on the front of the cat before I start putting the 2 pieces together. So I want to have the stomach sewn on, and I want the face complete, as well as any details for the stripes. So now I'm going to work on their faces, and I'm taking some kind of pale peachy pink felt and cutting out triangles for their noses. And I'm just placing that on there. I'm not gluing them down quite yet. I'm going to work on their eyes first. So I cut out their eyes. They're actually in the die set for the bear. There's one die that has the nose and the eyes, and I just ran that through my Big Shot machine with some white felt, and I'm only going to be using the eyes. So I don't have any like felt specific glue, but Ranger Multimedia Matte works great. It takes a little bit of time to dry, but it works really, really well. So I just use that to glue their eyes on. And the other thing that's really great about this glue is that when it dries completely clear and it's not shiny. It's more of a matte finish. So if any of that glue kind of seeps out from underneath the edges of the felt, like it did on the cat on the right's eyes, it's okay because I can clean it up later or just let it dry. So putting a little dot for the cat's nose. And then I'm just using a craft pick. This is a Tim Holtz craft pick, just to hold that little tiny piece of felt until I have it in the right position. I'll just place that on top. And I'm going to let this dry for, I don't even know how long. I just tried to not touch it at all while I continued on with the project. So I'm going to put the nose on the other cat and place that down. And any of that glue that kind of squidges out from underneath the felt, I can use my fingertips to kind of wipe that away so it's not as obvious. And these are going to hold on to the cat really, really well. So then I took some black embroidery floss and added some stripes. So one of the main distinguishing features between my two cats is the stripes on their forehead. Daphne, which is the felted cat that I'm working on right now, she has straight lines on her forehead. They go up and down. And my other cat, Sophie, has more of an M shape, like a traditional tabby cat or a Maine Coon cat. They kind of have an M on their forehead, and she has that. And so that's one of the main ways that people tell them apart. So after I added the stripes, I took another one of those cat shapes that I cut out, put it on the back, and then went around the outside edge with my black embroidery floss, and I stitched everywhere where there were already stitch holes. That left the top portion of the cat open because that's where I customized the ears, and it was the perfect place to put in some stuffing. So I have some batting here. This is actually some batting that you would put in a pillow. And I just tore off some little pieces and I'm stuffing that down into the cat, pushing it all the way down to the bottom. There's not really any of the batting in the arms or legs. It's mostly just in the body and the head. So after I had that inside the little cat, I went around with my black embroidery floss and stitched that top edge. When you're stitching areas that don't have the holes already cut into them, it's a great idea to use a super sharp needle. It makes your job a little bit easier. I then took some hearts that are from that same bear die set, and I cut a couple different colored hearts. I have a purple heart and also kind of a tealish mint colored heart. And I just glued that on with some more of that Ranger Multimedia matte glue. So here's the other cat that I've sewn together. You notice that she has a little bit of an M shape on her forehead. I'm going to take that light green heart and glue that down with my Ranger Multimedia matte once again. I was really surprised how well this adhesive worked for felt. I was concerned that it might not dry or it might not hold all the pieces, but it worked extremely well. So those are my little felt projects for today. There's tons of other dies included in the new release from Simon. There are some Easter eggs and some bunnies and a basket. Lots of fun little felted kind of creative ideas for you to create on your own. So hope you guys will check that out. Thanks so much for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next video.